Hi everyone, Cendril here. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. Okay, half an hour later, I want to check that I had the episode right there. Half an hour later, Professor level up. Supply for activity points for instructing and exploration has increased. Darn! Number of adjuncts you can deploy has increased though, that's good. Alright, Professor level B. I've used all of my 1-star bait and most of my 2-star bait to get there. Because it kind of dawned on me, or two things. I had 2 activity points left, now I have none. But it dawned on me that, hey, I get activity points when you use the, when you eat with your students or faculty members. You get 200 professor points. It's like, oh, right, I need those. And I was hoping for battle up because I was looking at the calendar to plan ahead and a lot more stuff has opened. So next week we have the rare monster sighting. We have the Tales of the Red Canyon from Sothis. Travel alone to Red Canyon followed by Curious Students. True Chivalry, which is safety for the people of the kingdom has been a growing concern, and Fraldus' territory is no exception. Felix has been called upon to help restore order back home. There's Oil and Water. Manuela and Hanuman have predictably opposite reactions to a disturbing rumor going around the monastery. And Sword and Shield of Syros. The Alliance has requested aid from the monastery, but the Knights of Syros are low on personnel. Aloy and Shamir decide that the students will have to suffice. More popped up because there was just 2 and I had it all planned out, but I guess because I recruited people, more popped up. That's all I can guess. It's not good. It's good and not good at the same time because I don't have time to get to them all, so something gets left out. Unless when I reached B professor level I got a 3rd battle. I was like, there's the ticket. And then I need professor level points. Oh wait, I get that from talking with the students while eating. I get 200. Which takes free time, which I already spent most of. And I was like, well, I wanted to fish anyway. You get more professor level points from red and goldfish. And the more rare the fish, the more EXP you get. The most I saw was 30. But I have a lot of fish. I only caught 2 goldfish. 2 of the yellow fish. 1 was silver and 1 was gold. Storehouse. So we have a lot of the Queen Loach. Can be cooked into a dish that boosts dex. A lot of the pike. Boost defense. I caught like 2 or 3 bullhead. Those are pretty rare. Quite a few of the Tetuous Loach when I had to settle for catching a bluefish because it was the 3rd tug on the line. There's the silver fish that I got, goldfish, and then there's the platinum fish that we caught before. But I caught 1 silver and 1 goldfish. Yeah, a lot of fishing. It took me about half an hour of fishing. All of the level 1 bait, the 1-star bait, and most of the 2-star bait. I didn't use the more expensive stuff because I'm going to save that for when the gold fish come back up. If I'm able to get to the monastery then and just try to fish up as many of those as possible and make a little money that way. I think I did the... Yeah, I did the gazebo already. So yeah, that's how that time went. A whole episode's worth of time of me fishing, getting to B rank professor level. Unfortunately, I didn't get what I want, but hey, higher professor level is good. I get 7 explorers now, 6 lessons, and 2 battles. We also can have 2 adjuncts. Yay! That unfortunately does it for our time this time. I also gave out a bunch of gifts. The gold coin that we found went to Aloise, funny enough. The book for keeping tidy did not go to Manuela. Some kind of healing herbs went to her. What else did I give out? The bag of rocks to Raphael. Of course, all that muscle. Of course, the bags of rocks. I think that was all I gave out. In today's free time. I forgot to do supports. That's fine. Do supports at the end of the week. And that'll probably take up a good chunk of what's left of this episode. 6 instructs. Okay. What do we want to... How do we want to go here? Oh, there's that second star. Come on. There we go.
I have done it!
One more perfect.
No need to discontinue with the praises.
Come on. I think that'll do it.
I have done it!
Yep. Now excels with the reason skill. Learn ability, seal magic.
I still have talent, I see.
I may have her use that later. Okay, that's one. Manuela does not like the reason skill. I was like, that's weird. She's good at magic. She uses the faith magic, but now I get it's the opposite of Henneman. Okay, this will be fun. If I get more than goods, never mind. Get it at the end of the week.
Thank you for teaching me.
4 more. Let's... What's it is?
Yes, very good. Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere.
A+ in faith. Faith level 5.
This isn't so hard.
A+ in faith. Wow. And it looks like I can go higher, so I'm guessing S.
I answered correctly. No need for praise. I have deepened my understanding. I have deepened my understanding.
Okay. Who else?
Looks like I did it. Ah, no big deal. I appreciate your guidance.
Start working on that authority stat. Alright. And... same with Ash.
This will be useful. This will be useful.
Alright, that's all the instructions. Please, somebody that is low on motivation, come ask for... not ask for help, but... oh, I guess ask for guidance. Begin lecture. Didu. Sure, go visit Didu. Did I instruct him this? I don't think I did. Oh well, burned that one.
Here you are again.
Yep. Came check on the flowers.
I see. The flowers you helped to water are in bloom now. Have a look.
Aren't they lovely? I wish they would have showed the flowers.
Indeed. My sister was fond of this one in particular.
I didn't know you had a sister.
It never came up. Dusker is a dead land. Its flowers were all trampled under the boots of soldiers. But seeing this blossom brings back memories. I do not know why I am telling you all of this.
Because I'd like to hear more.
There is little to tell. But if you are from Fodlan, you must know what became of the people of Dusker. The people who betrayed their allies from Fargus. The ones who were punished for regicide. The Dusker are shunned for their crimes, even now. It would be in your interest not to spend any more time around me than necessary.
I don't care what other people think. Wish that were more true. Spend my time however I like. Dimitri doesn't shun you.
His Highness is an exception. But, to be completely candid, it pleases me to be able to speak with you like this. If you truly do not mind, I would be glad to receive more visits from you in the future.
Oh good, I did. Max out the motivation. That'll be useful. Because we're doing 2 straight battles. Oh, it's not the first of the month anymore, right?
We did well
Already
enough.
did that. That's fine. Perfect. 1,000 gold, 5 smithing stones. B in sword for Felix.
I've got it.
Axe breaker for Felix.
I've learned a thing or two from battle.
A plus sword prowess level 5. Alright. And then battle, because there's so much stuff. Already did that. I did mine. Did Ash. Did Mercedes. And other people need to be level 20. But we're going to get the supports out of the way. Take some time before you can deepen this bond, so they can't go to A rank yet. But we can talk with Mercedes.
Mercedes, I'm sorry to ask this of you, but will you lend me a hand?
What can I do for you? Oh, is the cuff of your overcoat still torn? Mending that shouldn't be a problem at all.
It's pathetic, I know, but I fear my sewing skills are... well, as you can see, they're just about non-existent.
It's okay, Dimitri, so am I.
Goodness, you must have been concerned when I tore your cuff.
Ah, well... that is to say... no. Would you please teach me to sew? I hear you're rather amazing at it.
Of course I'll teach you. Don't look so heartbroken.
You will? Thank you. Oh, I owe you for this.
I'll go get my sewing kit. You wait here. I'm so sorry, Dimitri. I've never seen, well, it's just a bit...
No need to dance around the issue. You're fed up with my clumsy efforts, aren't you?
I thought you might end up bending some needles if you tried mending this on your own, but... how did you manage to break a pair of scissors?
That's impressive.
I'm so sorry, really. I try to be careful, but with delicate work like this, I just can't seem to manage.
There's no need to apologize, but you must have been uncomfortable making your way here with this tear.
My inability to control my own strength is humiliating. Of course I'm useless at needlework.
No giving up on yourself. You just have to practice, that's all. No matter how difficult something is, if you keep at it and don't give up, then you're sure to improve. Isn't that what you told me?
Right you are. To give in to despair isn't like me. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, I'm ready to give it another go.
Great! I'm glad to hear it. First things first, let's make sure the needle is actually threaded this time.
No! I meant another one.
We're working on it. Working on it. Oh, let's see how this goes along.
Are you injured?
To do. Saving the day again?
Apologies.
I'm the one who owes you an apology. You've saved my life how many times now?
Considering your stats, quite a few.
If I keep being so callous, I'll seem ungrateful.
She is getting better, though, thankfully.
No matter.
But
I'm accustomed to it.
I'm sorry to do.
Why?
Because the way I speak to you is unnecessarily harsh. The truth of it is, I lost someone very dear to me in Dusker. The punishment came swift to your people, and when I heard of the slaughters, well, I thought it was a punishment well earned. I thought the people cruel and heartless, deserving of the tragedy that ultimately befell them. But you're different. You seem nothing like the people of whom I speak. So why not speak back against how I and so many others feel? Why not question this unfair prejudice and tell me I haven't the right to hold a grudge against you? If you just speak to me, if you tell me the truth about all of this.
I do not know the truth of it myself. His Highness says the tragedy was not the fault of my people. But just like anywhere, there were many different people in Dusker. Some very good, and others very bad. It is not unimaginable that some may have conspired to take part in that wickedness. Perhaps we are merely victims. Or perhaps we are regicidal monsters.
Whatever the truth of it is, you are not to blame. The people I hate are the ones who were responsible for that whole mess. You just got caught up in all of it.
Ingrid.
You've rushed to my side. You've saved me countless times. I am sorry for how I've treated you. Truly.
If you think of me as your ally, that will suffice. For me, that is enough.
Like that, for me, that's enough. But, alright, this is very real what happened there. When something bad happens, we tend, this is exactly what humans do. We have to blame somebody. So we end up painting this huge broad brush when it's never that simple. But that's what the heads and governments and things like that will do. You see it these days, unfortunately. So that's a little too real. I don't like to get into real stuff on the channel that much. Only when a game kind of puts it forward just like that do I talk about it. Because we're here to have fun. We're here to get away from all that junk that unfortunately plagues the world. But it's just something to keep in mind. That it's just like when a tragedy happens, we want to blame huge groups of people. And that's not always the best way to go about it. Or what ticks me off even more, so I'll just go ahead and throw my 2 cents and then we'll be done with it and we'll get off of it, is, my hopes and prayers are with them. When governments do that, Of course they are. If they weren't, you're even more of a slime ball than I know you are, because you're 99% of people in office are just there to get reelected and save their own skin however they can and not really help people. But that's the thing, right? My thoughts and prayers are with those victims. And then what? You do nothing. You do absolutely nothing. You say that, and then we move on to the next tragedy whenever it happens. Do something. Make it better. Try something. Anything. Other than just sitting on your hands. So there's my 2 cents. We'll move off of that now.
Whoa, what happened? The pan's smoking.
Mercedes, what's going on? My eyes. I can barely breathe.
Oh, Ash, I'm so glad you're here. My cooking's not going very well at all.
What did you put in there?
I used some of this spice, that seasoning, and the herbs on the top shelf. Then I started frying it in oil.
That explains it. We use that herb for smoke bombs.
Oh man, do not cook with that herb. Don't do that.
Just turn the heat off and cover the pan.
Oh no, the people in the dining hall don't look so good.
Of course they don't. You just smoked them all. You smoke bombed everybody in the dining hall.
Sorry, everybody. Could we clear out the dining hall for a few minutes, please?
This way, students. Just start getting people out of the dining hall.
Well, some folks were a little annoyed, but at least we got the place cleared out.
just a little annoyed.
It's a good thing no one mistook all that smoke for an attack. That could have been a disaster.
That would have been really bad.
I'm so sorry. I always mess everything up.
No, it's my fault. I should have taught you which herbs to avoid.
Also, where did she get those herbs? If those herbs were on the top shelf of, like, here in the dining hall, why are there herbs in the dining hall that can become smoke bombs? Shouldn't those be held someplace else?
Don't blame yourself.
I just need to figure out how to do it right for next time.
Next time?
Next time?
You still want to try again, even after all that?
Of course! If I didn't, that would just be a waste of everything you taught me.
I guess that's true.
If you quit every time you made a mistake, then you'd never learn anything, right?
That's true.
That's a great point.
That is a great point.
Ah, maybe my mistake was frying the herb in oil.
Don't use the herb.
If I had boiled it instead, then there wouldn't be smoke. What do you think, Ash?
Boiling, huh? Yeah, that'd be fine.
Great! I'm gonna get this right next time for sure.
Okay, so it can be, you can cook with it. Apparently.
Okay, now that you know the technique, go ahead and solve this problem.
Ah, I've got it. Finally.
See? Isn't it fun to learn?
Absolutely. You're great at this, you know. You really seem to have all the answers. I wish I could study and just soak up knowledge like you. How did you get so good at this?
Well, studying was something of a necessity for me.
What do you mean?
My father was one of the king's knights. One day, he never returned home. He just left without ever saying a word to me or my mother.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Losing a father so suddenly? I completely understand.
After he left, I thought a lot about where he might have gone. My father was a devout believer, so I was certain he must have come here, to Garreg Mach.
Here? Really?
That's why I was determined to gain acceptance into the academy. I needed to come here so I could search for my father. The problem was that I needed money to get in. Lots of it. And I didn't have any at all. So I entered the School of Sorcery in Ferdiad first, hoping I could somehow find a path here. I studied tirelessly until I finally earned myself a recommendation.
Oh, wow. So for you, studying has been like a way to meet your destiny.
Destiny, huh? Well, yes, but it's a bit embarrassing when you put it like that. Now I have other reasons for wanting to keep trying hard. I want to protect all of my friends and allies here. I'm studying hard so I can be as useful as possible to everyone I hold dear.
You've worked so hard. I really respect that. I'm going to follow your example.
Mercedes, I swear, the whole cathedral glows with heavenly light when you're around.
Hello, Sylvain. What a treat to see you here. I thought you preferred places with more ladies around.
Called you on it.
I'm here because you're here,
Oh, trying to be smooth.
and I don't care about other girls.
Oh, come now. I'm sure you use that line all the time.
Yeah, see, Mercedes knows.
Actually, I've only said it to girls who thought I was lying about being faith. You know what? There's no reason to get into all that.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Smooth, Sylvain. Wow.
The truth is, I would really like to spend some time with you. What do you say to that?
Well, if you were really interested in me, I would want you to get to know me better.
I agree. I've been such an idiot in the past, always angling for the seduction. I've forgotten how to just talk to someone.
You act like you're full of regret, but I know you don't really mean it. Still, I'm glad to hear you say that at least. I told you such a boring story the last time we spoke. I was worried you might think I was a dull person.
Dull? No. I was worried that I'd made you remember unhappy times. It's horrible what you had to go through. It's not like anyone chooses to be born with a crest.
Right. We can't choose our bloodline. You've got a crest too, haven't you, Sylvain? What has your experience been like?
Are you asking how being born with a crest affected me?
Yes. I know there was that business with your brother Miklon, but I'm sure you don't want to talk about all that.
It's not a very happy story.
Please don't feel the need to hold back on my account. I'm here if you need someone to share in your pain.
Would you want to know more about me, even if I didn't have a crest, or come from a noble family?
This has nothing to do with your crest or family. I'm just asking as your friend. How should I put this? When I look at you, I don't see a crest. I want to see the real you.
You do? Here's the short version. I hate crests. Even though having one is supposed to be such a great blessing, mine has ruined everything. Miklon was heir to our house. Then I was born, and I became the heir because I had a crest. That made my older brother jealous enough to want to kill me. And every woman in Fodlan wants to have my little crest baby, so they can join the nobility. Yeah, there you go. That's what it's like to have a crest.
Wow. We knew he hated Crest, but whew.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to dredge up such awful things.
No, I should keep my temper better. I don't want you to see me act that way.
Don't say that. I'm glad we were able to talk. I feel like I'm finally seeing the real you. Oh, Sylvain, will you save me from the curse of having a crest?
Of course. I think I love you. And I mean that. With all my heart. I love you, Mercedes. Let's get married and have crest babies.
Sure.
Sure. And there you go. He slipped back into. That was interesting. Like he kind of let his guard down there, and you got to see and the real Sylvain. I hate Crest, and everybody's just trying to get with me just because of the crest. Interesting. All right, and that took the rest of the episode like I thought it was going to. Planned that one out well. thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a lot of fun with these supports. Support conversations, typically how you learn more about your characters in Fire Emblem. Over the years, they've actually gotten better with supports, letting you do more supports overall, and making it not as much about the stat bonuses as it is learning about the characters. The biggest improvement over time with support conversations is you can have more of them. You're not limited to just one A rank conversation per playthrough. That way you can get more of this interaction between characters, and I really like that. And I like how they're doing it here. Especially with the voice acting and all the character motions. I really like it. Definitely one of the strong points of this game is the support conversations. And it always is for Fire Emblem, but I mean it's really a strong point here. I really like all the support conversations, how the characters are interacting with each other. I think they're doing a really good job with that. Like how Ash and Mercedes have their own cooking thing going on, and then Ash and Annette, it's completely different. With different levels of emotion, comedy, sadness. It's nice to... I always like support conversations, and they're done really well here. That'd definitely be a reason to play again. And I see more support conversations. Next time we jump into battle, we'll take the rare monster sighting because it'll probably have a super great drop, and I don't want to miss that. And then I don't know which one of the 4 other paralog battles we'll take. Not sure. Decide that next time. Well, maybe not next time, because we'll do the rare monster first. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and had a lot of fun. I'm Cendril. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.